Up next, the consolation game in Missouri Class 1. The Eagles of Oran High School pushed Santa Fe to the distance, then went extras before losing a heartbreaker in 8 innings. Not much went right for the Sturgeon Bulldogs. They gave 10 runs to Norwood and were run-ruled in 5 innings. They'll face an Oran squad who's been here before. They finished 3rd place 7 times. High school baseball next on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Ducks on the pond is a commonly used term in baseball, but that duck shouldn't be there. That's the water standing behind the outfield fence here in Springfield as thunderstorms pounded the area late Tuesday night. But we're playing baseball. They got the fields cleaned off as we've got the 3rd place game between Sturgeon and Oran here on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Alongside Lance Quisenberry, I'm Brad Porter. Lance, we saw these teams yesterday. We were talking about Oran before the game. You said they come to this state tournament, and sometimes they don't get to that championship, but when they play in that 3rd place game, they tend to take it out, their frustrations out on their opponents.
Yeah, they definitely need to, weren't as settled down or relaxed as they were yesterday. It should have been yesterday, and they seemed to play better in that 3rd place game. And I guess you'd rather play better in the first day in the semifinal game, but I guess you had to play good in one of them.
Well, let's talk about Oran. They had a tough matchup against Santa Fe, and the 3 runs were scored combined in the 1st inning. Santa Fe was able to tie it up later, and then they had to go extra innings after Santa Fe was able to tie it up in the 5th. And then in that 8th inning, Santa Fe just had some things go their way. They got some walks, some base hits, and 1 defensive miscue to advance to the championship.
I'd say if you talk to both coaches, 8 errors in the game combined, and there were quite a few miscues running the bases and things like that. I'd say they'd like to have played a little cleaner game, but I'd say Santa Fe's happy with the results anyway.
And Oran, like we said, has been here several times for Sturgeon. Well, absolutely nothing went their way in the semifinal game, and they gave up a lot of runs early and just were never able to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, we talked about Sturgeon being a young team and Norwood being a senior-heavy team, and I think that kind of played out in that game, and you kind of saw the result of that.
We saw, I don't know how many hits Norwood had that just found a little seam through the infield to get through. Ducks on the pond, we've got them here in Springfield. High school baseball's next.
And now I'm going to hand the rest of the team's coaching staff and players. Ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles of Oran High School. The umpires for today's game are David Moore behind the plate, David Burke at first base, and Ricky Hammers at 3rd. These umpires were selected to work this event based on their outstanding work during the regular season. Let's congratulate these hardworking officials who were selected to be a part of this year's championships. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and face the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Fans, be sure to purchase your souvenir program on sale in the ballpark today. Complete with rosters, records, and a look back at last year's tournament, official programs are still on sale now, so get them while they last. Also, fans are reminded that Meador Park is a non-smoking facility. Your cooperation is expected and appreciated at all times throughout the tournament.
Welcome back to Meador Park in Springfield, Missouri. This is the home field for Drury University. We're in Springfield for MSHSAA's 63rd Baseball Championships. This is our consolation game between Sturgeon and Oran. Lance Quisenberry back with us again as we get set for the Sturgeon Bulldogs. Bat here in the top of the first. Kevin Hicks in his 13th year as the head coach. Sturgeon comes in with a record of 13-7. They lost to Northwood in a tough one in the semifinals, 10-0. And Coach, when you talk about playing in a consolation game and got beat kind of in a bad way in the semifinals, is it easy to kind of put that out of your mind, or still kind of sting a little bit? It's a little too soon. It'll
definitely, you know, be able to see real quick which kids are motivated and which aren't. Third place is better than fourth place, but it's still not first. So it'll be interesting to see who's ready to play and who wants to be here.
You take a look at the lineup for the Bulldogs. 3 Pollock, Sanker, and Kelly. 1, 2, and 3. Aaron's the terrific center fielder we saw in the semifinal games. Roberts the DH. Aaron Carpenter at first. Trenton Kalinowski in left. Braden Kelly at shortstop. And Ryan Seidel, who's an infielder in the semifinals, will be the starter today. There's the Oran Eagles. They will be the home team for this consolation game. As we said in the open, this is a familiar spot for Oran. They're a regular here at the state championships, but more often not, they end up losing in the semifinals and winning the consolation game. They've won this consolation game 7 times.
I'd say that's probably no other team's done that, so it's a testament to their kids to be able to come back and play in that next game, but obviously that's probably not where they want to be, but it's good that they can come out here with a good feeling.
Seth Russell will get the start for Oran. As we said, he was in the field in the semifinal game. 4-3 record, 2.83 ERA. Talk about the third place finishes for Oran as we're now underway. They finished 3rd in 2011 last season, finished 3rd in 2008, 3rd in 2006, and were runner-ups in 03 and 04. So they do have the ability to bounce back in that semifinal game and finish off the season with a victory. And Sam Pollock steps in against Seth Russell and down in the count 1 and 2. Talked about the thunderstorms that pounded the Springfield area Wednesday night, and it raged throughout the night and into the morning, and there was quite a bit of standing water. And down looking is Sam Pollock on strikes for out number 1. Coach, we saw a lot of standing water on this field. In the open, we saw behind the wall, the standing water back there, and the grounds crew had to do some extra work here this morning to get it cleaned off and get a place for these kids to play.
Yeah, I was watching infield outfield while they were taking that. It looks like the infield's pretty clean, but ground balls, the outfield, there's some puddles out there, and it's going to go through it every now and then. So the outfielders have got to really charge hard so they can get to the baseball.
It's Tanner Sanker stepping in for Sturgeon, hitting .273 on the season. He was counted a ball and a strike. It's the chopper, cut off by the third baseman Elfrink, firing to first to Hicks in time for out number 2. And Elfrink at third base was the starting pitcher in the semifinal game for Oran, and ended up coming out after 4 1/3, but moved over to third base and played well defensively after he came out of the game.
Yeah, and it's good to see that he's moving around good today. It looked like he turned his ankle coming around third yesterday on a play, and was limping around a little bit. It looks like he's moving around okay today, so that's a good sign.
Spencer Kelly, who was the starting pitcher for Sturgeon in the semifinal game, he's at third base this afternoon and batting third in the lineup, hitting .291 this season with 13 driven in. The changeup from Seth Russell is up high, and it's 1-1. 2 quick outs. Seth Russell working quickly here in the first against the Sturgeon Bulldogs. That one just low and outside, ball 2. What we're seeing in the semifinals yesterday and what we'll see in the consolation game and the championship game later today is the aces had to go in the semifinal games for these teams, because if you don't win, you're not getting to the championship. So we saw aces pitching in the semifinals yesterday, and the number 2 pitchers pitching in the consolation and the state championship later this afternoon.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works out.
Popped up into right field. Tenkoff is there for out number 3, and 1, 2, 3 go the Bulldogs. Oran coming up at the bottom of the first. We're scoreless. The consolation baseball. Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Welcome back to the Missouri Class 1 baseball consolation game on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Heading to the bottom of the first, we are scoreless, and the Oran Eagles come to bat. They are coached by Michael Wood, who's been around the block a few times. His 20th year as the head coach at Oran. They come in with a record of 19-9. They lost a tough one to Santa Fe in the semifinals, 3-2 in 8 innings. Take a look at the lineup for Oran High School. 7 times they've won this consolation game. Moore, Wrestle, and Hiring, 1, 2, and 3. Carlisle, Elfrink, and Priggle. Schaefer, Hicks, and Chance Tinkoff. The batting order for the Eagles. Cody Moore will lead off for Oran, and Cody Moore started yesterday's game at third base and came in to pitch in the middle of the 4th inning and did an outstanding job. They just couldn't hold on all the way through, and there's Ryan Seidel, the pitcher for Sturgeon. That's twisting back and foul. And you look at the Seidel kid, Coach, and you know, he's just a freshman. He's big. Yeah,
good size and a good frame, and you like that as a coach, have a kid like that. Most of those guys don't break down very often. They're usually pretty strong, don't have many arm problems. They got that type of a body.
There's a curveball that missed, so 2-1. Freshman takes the hill. Cody Moore leading off, and the shortstop today, as we said, did an outstanding job pitching yesterday. He's one hardcore baseball player. There's a shot to left center field, and flying in to make the catch is Aarons. And I tell you what, we saw Aarons yesterday in the semifinal game make a couple of fantastic plays defensively, including a diving catch to save a run.
Yeah, there is, you know, you can look out there and watch him move around, and he's just kind of got that it factor, and you know he's a player. And he made some good plays yesterday, and he looks pretty good at the plate, and he's definitely a guy that you can count on as a coach.
And the first pitch to Seth Russell is outside for ball 1. Seth Russell pitching today for Oran. After playing shortstop yesterday, hitting .410 this season with 11 driven in. And that's right up the middle, past the pitcher, and past the diving second baseman Sanker. So a 1-out single for Seth Russell. And here goes Oran.
Nice piece of hitting there. Looked like a ball that was out over the plate, and just went with it right up the middle, and did a good job there. Ball had a little sink to it as well, so that was a good job of getting a good part of the bat on it.
So Seth Russell on first with 1 out, and now Alex Hiring up to bats. Now takes off, and throw down to second is not going to be close. So Cody Moore has Seth Russell has a single and a stolen base to set the table for Alex Hiring, trying to drive in a run here in the first.
See Coach Wood there being aggressive there off the bat, and you see that a lot in a third place game. Really nothing to lose. Let's let it all hang out here and don't hold nothing back.
0-1 pitch to Hiring, trying to move this runner around to score, and the pitch gets away from Pollock, and he quickly scoops it up. Hiring, a good day in the semifinal game, had a double and scored a run. And that 2-run first, in which they were able to reclaim the lead from Santa Fe. Looked like they might have something going, but boy, that Andrew Curry, the starting pitcher for Santa Fe, just shut it down the rest of the way.
Yeah, Curry did a good job against him. And, you know, in high school, sometimes you don't see a lot of left-handed guys, and especially a 6'4" left-handed guy. And so that definitely was an advantage for the Santa Fe team.
Runner on second, 1 out. It's fouled back by Hiring, and the count's even at 2-2.
Hiring's taking some good cuts, and yesterday he had some good swings, and looks like he's right on Seidel today.
Ryan Seidel looks into Pollock for the signal. 2-2 pitch, curveball, and he got him swinging. Nice piece of pitching by Ryan Seidel.
That's an excellent, good action there in his curveball. Good 12-6 action. That's just a freshman. You usually don't see that. He's pretty polished for a freshman.
He dropped it off the edge of a table. Now Blake Carlisle, the center fielder, cleanup hitter, steps in. Still have a runner on second in Seth Ressel after a single and a stolen base. Got the outside corner for strike 1.
Carlisle had a little trouble with the curveball yesterday off of Curry, so kind of interesting to see how he bounces back.
They reached base just one time in that semifinal game on a fielder's choice. The 0-1 pitch, and that's drilled to left field, and it's going to roll. Russell rounding third. He'll score easily. Carlisle digging for second. The throw is there, but he's in. Sliding with an RBI double. Good 2-out hitting for Oran High School to get on the board.
Great job of being aggressive by Carlisle there. And with 2 outs, you definitely want to do everything you can to get to second. As you can see the balls rolling through the water there, and a guy having trouble there keeping his footing. And so I'd say if you're a hitter, you want to take note of that. And see anything in the outfield, you want to be real aggressive coming around first base, because there is some standing water out there.
As you mentioned, we had thunderstorms that pounded the Springfield area late Wednesday night and early into Thursday morning. They had a lot of water on this field and had to do a lot of work to get it dried out to play. And there's a curveball and a beauty by Seidel as Dalton Elfrink steps in, the third baseman who was the starting pitcher, and did a pretty good job yesterday for Oran.
Yeah, especially if his defense would have helped him, he would have done an excellent job.
Swing right back at the middle. Elfrink moving the runner. Here comes Carlisle around third. Throws cut off by the pitcher, and he scores. 2 runs for Oran. It's an RBI single by Dalton Elfrink.
Again, ball out over the plate, and looks like Seidel is just getting the ball, not getting the ball down, leaving it up in the zone a little bit, and he's going to have to start working down, and he's going to get hurt here.
So Ryan Seidel in a little bit of trouble, the freshman here in the first, and in steps Jacob Priggle, the left fielder. See if he can add to it here. 2 runs across for Oran here in the bottom of the first, and this is exactly what they did in the Santa Fe game in the semifinals. Had 2 runs in the first inning.
Yeah, they jumped on him real quick, and see if Coach Wood stays aggressive here and sends his runner at first base.
Priggle's ahead in the count, 2-0. Seidel fires to first. Elfrink back in time.
Like he was leaning a little bit. Just don't know how the ankle may play into how aggressive they are here of Elfrink's.
He twisted his ankle pretty good rounding third yesterday in a semifinal game. Had to walk it off for a couple of minutes, but stayed in. And now Pollock and Seidel are going to talk about it a little bit. Seth Ressel had a 1-out single, moved to second on a stolen base, and scored on the RBI double by Blake Carlisle. And Carlisle able to score on the single by Dalton Elfrink. Jacob Priggle in, ahead in the count, 2-0. Pitch from Seidel, curveball, and missed outside. 3-0. Now what do you want to do with 3-0?
Well, if you're hitting,
take and stay.
Probably going to take, because that's going to move a runner into scoring position.
Here's strike 1.
important here for Seidel as a freshman to keep his composure and get this last out, keep his team in it.
Fires back at first. Elfrink back in plenty of time. Pringle takes inside, ball 4. Runners first and second with 2 outs, and Adam Schaefer coming to the plate.
Looks like coach is going to take a visit out here to the mound. You could tell Ryan Seidel, he wasn't, didn't agree with a couple of the calls there with the umpire, so coach looks like he's going to try to get out there and just settle him down, calm him down, get his composure back, and get him concentrating on what he can control, and that's throwing the baseball.
They keep the game under control. We saw Oran give up a run in the first yesterday, came back and scored 2 in the first, and stayed with it. And there is Santa Fe. They will play for a Class 1 state championship later this afternoon against Norwood. Pretty impressive the way they battled. That was a great battle between Oran and Santa Fe in the semifinal game. And there's a little chopper back to Seidel. He'll fire to first for out number 3, but the damage is done. 2 runs across for Oran. So we head to the top of the second here in the Class 1 consolation game on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports.
Exchange is the official Sturgeon division championship.
Mission reminds all fans that we all play a role in the education of our students, parents, fans, and people in the community. All set an example for students, whether they are aware of it or not. Help rekindle the spirit of citizenship and set a positive example in everything you do. Be here at the game and in the community. Good sportsmanship is what sets our schools apart. MSHSAA putting on the 63rd baseball championships here in Springfield, Missouri. It's our consolation game between Oran and Sturgeon. Seth Bressel back to the hill for Oran. He put the Bulldogs down in order in the top of the first. And now leadoff hitting for Lane Ahrens. The center fielder, he's aboard with a leadoff single. We saw him play well defensively last inning, and now he comes up with a base hit and tries to get Sturgeon back into this ball game as they fall behind 2-0.
That's just what Sturgeon needs, is give up 2 runs and you come right back, get your leadoff hitter on, and get something going here.
Now William Roberts steps to the plate. Only had a couple at bats in that semifinal game, swinging and miss, and a good breaking ball by Seth Bressel. 385 hitter with 19 driven in. Lane Ahrens on first base after a leadoff single, so the first time Russell will work out of the stretch. That was low and inside. 1-1. Good look at Seth Bressel. Starter in this consolation game for Oran. The runner takes off, and it's hit and run. Roberts on his way to first. The runner safe at second. Got him at first on a close play. The bottom line is he moved Ahrens up to second base. Good hit and run baseball by Sturgeon.
I was just getting ready to say something about that. I'd say that probably want to try to get something going here and maybe move the runners and just try to get some momentum here, because they can't come out of here with a 0 again. You need to put a run up here on the board and answer what Oran just did in the bottom half of the first.
Good block behind the dish by Alex Hiring. So Lane Aaron's on second now with 1 away, and that's Aaron Carpenter, first baseman for Sturgeon. A walk and a strikeout in the semifinal game. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Curveball for a strike. Kind of a delayed call by our home plate umpire.
It looked like he didn't know for sure if it caught the corner or not, but he did. He decided it did.
2-1 pitch inside, ground ball second base. Schaefer has it and he didn't get it. Under his glove and a run will score. Sturgeon gets one back. Right under the glove of Schaefer. Let's see what they ruled at. That's an error. Error on the board. So they get a run on an error. Cut the lead in half.
Sure, Coach Wood's not been real pleased with the defensive effort he's had so far up here. I think that's their 6th there. And while they've been up here, routine ground ball, second baseman just wasn't able to make the play, but know they take pride in that. So we'll see if they can pick that up.
Well, Schaefer gets another chance here, and he fields and throws cleanly, but the runner advances to second base with 2 outs, and a ground ball by Trenton Kalinowski, pardon me. So with 2 outs, Braden Kelly comes to the plate.
Shortstop, Braden Kelly.
The runner on second.
Got a big at-bat right here for Braden. Get a chance to even things up for him and tie this game up.
First pitch misses, 1-0. Yesterday, you saw Sturgeon get in trouble early, and they just kept giving up 2 runs here, 2 runs there before a big break late in the game. But after getting shut out, good to get a run on the board, especially after giving up 2 in the first.
Yeah, I mean, when you haven't scored in well, it was 8 innings there, and now to finally get one, they might break them out here a little bit, and might see the team that got here, and they see instead of the team that we've seen so far. So this might loosen them up a little bit and see them break out with the bats.
Seth Russell ahead in the count 1-2. Runner on second with 2 outs. Curveball inside, chopper to third base. Elfrink has it, fires to first, and in time, but a run is given up. Sturgeon right back in it. Oran coming up here in the bottom of the second. You're watching the Class 1 consolation game on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports.
Your team's photo with their place printed directly on the photo. That will be at their booth following today's game.
Let's go!
Well, we had thunderstorms last night and this morning, but the clouds are starting to break up a little bit here in Springfield. The sun's popping out, and got a second straight beautiful day for baseball here in Springfield, Missouri at MSHSAA's 63rd Baseball Championships. A consolation game, Sturgeon and Oran. Sturgeon got a run back in the top of the second to cut Oran's lead in half, 2-1. Oran comes to bat. Bear Hicks, Chance Tinkoff, and back to the top of the order, and Cody Moore here in the second inning. Chopper foul down the first base side for Bear Hicks.
Yeah, that was big for Sturgeon to get a run on the board there, kind of break the ice and answer what Oran did. And so we'll see if Oran can keep rolling.
1-1 curveball, stayed up high, 2-1. See if the freshman Ryan Seidel can settle himself. You know, he had an out. There's a swing and a miss by Hicks, but had Cody Moore out. Gave up a single to Seth Bressel on the stolen base, and had his strikeouts. So had 2 outs. So all that happening, all those runs scoring in the first for Oran happened with 2 outs. Whoa! Lost the handle on some kind of breaking ball. Full count here to Bear Hicks. Swings and it's fouled out of play behind the first base seats.
This is about as polished a pitcher as a freshman you're going to see. Just good, solid, and sound mechanics Seidel has, and sometimes the freshman, the mental side of it's what they haven't conquered yet. It looks like he's got good mechanics, been taught well.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming up between Bear Hicks and Ryan Seidel. 3-2 pitch is outside in the dirt, and it's a leadoff walk for Bear Hicks.
Well, that's what you don't want to do as a pitcher is walk that leadoff guy. You want to make them put the ball in play. So Seidel getting himself in a little trouble here. See if he can bear down and work his way out of it.
He walked the leadoff batter, who was also the number 8 hitter in the lineup, and now you got the number 9 hitter, Chance Tinkoff, the right fielder. Tinkoff yesterday had a walk the one time he reached base, semi-final game. There's Bear Hicks over at first base after the leadoff walk.
Watch for some maybe bunt or something happen here.
And there's the square, pulls back, and the pitch was up high. We saw one of those semi-final games yesterday. We saw a batter square to bunt, and the ball came off his bat and nearly popped him right in the face.
Yeah.
Be careful. Fire back to first, trying to catch Hicks leaning.
Well, it looks like Kelly at third is definitely ready for the bunt. He thinks that's what's happening, so we'll see here.
Tinkoff squares the bunt. It's down the first base line, and that's a beauty. Throw to first in time to get the runner, but they advanced Bear Hicks, who wandered away from the bag and slipped a little bit. But well done by Chance Tinkoff. Perfectly executed sacrifice bunt.
That's how you want to draw it up. You see the third baseman drawn in like Kelly was. Tinkoff just put that thing down the first base line and did a good job with that, and that gives you a better opportunity to maybe beat one out. But the main thing is to move that runner to second. That's what he did.
So Bear Hicks on second, 1 away. Back to the top of the order, and Cody Moore takes the first pitch for a strike.
A little worried that Seidel is going to that curveball a lot earlier in the game, and that may cause it to lose its effectiveness later on in the game.
A steady diet of breaking stuff from Seidel. That one's inside, and that's driven up the middle by Cody Moore. Here comes Bear Hicks, third. He'll hold up there. Runners first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, I thought that Coach Wood there would be a little conservative sending his guy home there. Aaron's has a fabulous arm, and you still only got 1 out in the inning, so we've got other opportunities to score the run here.
Big piece of hitting by Cody Moore.
So again, the hitters from Oran are doing a good job of covering the plate and going up the middle, and not trying to pull that pitch, and that's what you've got to do. And now you got your leadoff runner on first base in the first and third situation. Look for more to be going here.
So put the wheels in motion for Oran. They're leading 2-1. They got their 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Sturgeon able to cut that lead in half in the top of the second.
Told you they always do that move on the first pitch.
Yes, they do.
If they'd maybe wait a little longer.
You think they should wait? Yeah. Brought that up in the semifinal games. And there goes Cody Moore, set sail for second base. The throws to the shortstop to try to keep Bear Hicks at third. So there was no real attempt to gun down Cody Moore. We saw that yesterday in the semifinals as well.
Yeah, same play from Sturgeon. Their play there is just throw it to the shortstop, and hopefully that runner at third will take a couple steps towards home, and and then they can get the guy in a rundown. But that looks like they're going to run that play. We've seen it both times in first and third situations.
Now, second and third, one out. Seth Russell with a chance to do some damage here for Oran. Curveball stays up high, 1-1.
Again, Seidel's just working up in the zone quite a bit, and he's getting hurt there. But you know, for the curveball to have any effectiveness, he's got to get it down.
Russell puts that into right center field. We'll see if he can get over the right field, and it does. It's going to go to the fence. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes Bear Hicks. He's on the board. Here comes Cody Moore. He scores. And look at Russell wheeling into third with a 2 RBI triple.
Both Moore and Russell can flat out run, so that he had a chance to maybe get to home there with a little bobble. But you know, we talked about a little bit about the wind earlier. It's definitely different than it was yesterday. Balls to right field now are taken off. Anything to the right of the center fielder is going to carry. And again, Oran doing a good job of not trying to pull that pitch, but go with the pitch and take that ball the other way. And with the wind the way it is, you're going to have an advantage and get the ball up in the air. It's going to take off.
Oran led by 2 after 1, and now lead by 3 here in the bottom of the second. Is Alex Hiring able to lay off the first pitch from the freshman Ryan Seidel. Hiring struck out back in the first on a good curveball from Ryan Seidel. There it is, and that's lifted to right center field, and that's got some carry to it. The right fielder, Sanker going back, and he doesn't get it. Another run will score. Here comes Hiring, motor into third, and he'll be in there. Another run for Oran, and another runner on third.
You assume that the coaches probably talked to their outfielders today about the wind being different, but I don't know if the outfielders have made the adjustment yet. And again, you've got a ball to the outer half of the plate, and the Oran hitter just going with the pitch, and the wind's just taking it, and you get a ball up that high, it's just going to keep going.
Back-to-back triples by Oran.
If you're Oran, it was important to come back with runs after Sturgeon scored there, and hopefully they were just going to kind of settle down and maybe start playing a little bit better.
Seth Russell with a 2 RBI triple. Alex Hiring with a 1 RBI triple. Make it 5-1 Oran as Blake Carlisle steps in. He had a double and scored back in the first. Raced into second with that double, and then he was driven in by Dalton Elfrink. And that's twisting foul and out of play along the first base side. Carpenter giving chase, and it's out of play.
Real impressed right now with the approach of the Oran hitters. They're all, a lot of guys want to pull the ball, and they've seen the conditions where the wind's blowing. And you've got Seidel working that curveball a lot to the outside half the plate, and your hitters here for Oran are just saying, okay, we're going to go that way with it, and it's definitely been something to their advantage so far.
They'll cycle through some of the baseballs today with all the water that's on the field. Generally in high school they reuse the balls quite a bit, but with all the water that's out there this afternoon, they cycle through a few of those, and that's fouled back again. So count stays even at 2-2. Big inning for Oran. That's popped up foul territory. Pollock, the catcher, calling for it. He's got it for out number 2.
Probably not what Carlisle had in mind there, but Seidel made a good pitch there and got him to pop up there to the catcher.
So now we'll have a courtesy runner because Alex Hiring, who's on third base, is the catcher. And with 2 outs, they'll need to get the gear on. And there's your courtesy runner.
For the Eagles, number 25, Ben Hiring.
That's Ben Hiring. It's a hiring for hiring switch off. And as the coach told me yesterday, they're brothers. They don't look alike. The catcher is really tall and really big, and his brother is not. But they're both really good baseball players.
You bet. You don't got to be tall in baseball or big in baseball to be a good player.
Dalton Elfrink up the bat. He had the RBI single back in the first. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Nelfrank, pretty good baseball player. We saw him pitch yesterday and play some infield, and we saw him hit. We've seen him hit today. And there's a ground ball to the first base side. Carpenter has it for out number 3, but again, the damage is done. 3 more runs for the Eagles. They lead 5-1. See if Sturgeon can fight back just as they did in their last time at bat. You're watching the Missouri Class 1 consolation game on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports.
Leading off the 3rd inning for the Bulldogs, the pitcher, Ryan Seidel.
Back to the Class 1 consolation game here in Missouri, Baseball State Championships, and that's Ryan Seidel for Sturgeon High School with a leadoff single here in the top of the 3rd. Seidel, the pitcher, needs to help the offense get moving as well, as his team is 4 runs down to Oran High School, and his catcher, Sam Pollock, now comes up. We're back to the top of the order for Sturgeon.
Important for Sturgeon to answer what Oran did last inning, so this is a big inning for him.
Sam Pollock struck out looking back in the 1st. Down to the count, 0-1 to Seth Russell. Working out of the stretch. Breaking ball stays up, and that'll hang up in front of the right fielder, Tenkoff, for out number 1. We saw Oran able to work the right side of the infield and drive the ball to right field. Get it up and get it down and get it rolling to the fence, and that one just kind of hung up in the air for Sturgeon.
And I think you got Tenkoff is playing a little deeper than your right fielder from Sturgeon, so that I think he's learned from somebody else's mistakes.
Tanner Sandker steps in. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman back in the 1st. Is Ryan Seidel on 1st with 1 out. Pitcher Russell, breaking ball, and that's shot foul and into the parking lot behind the 3rd base side. There's some cars moving out there.
So was your car out there?
No, I'm on the other side.
Yeah, you're safe then.
And it's a company car. So. Seidel at 1st with a short lead. Big bending curveball that stayed way outside from Russell. Tanner Sanker had the count 2-1. That one into the backstop, and Seidel will move up to 2nd base. So now a runner in scoring position, which is what Sturgeon needs right now.
Yeah, they need to get a hit here, and just wonder if, I don't know if that was just a wild pitch or they got crossed up a little bit, because the catcher didn't look like he reacted as quickly maybe as he would have if he'd known that was coming.
3-1 pitch to Sanker. Another breaking ball stays outside, and there's a strike call. And I saw this a little bit yesterday. This umpire here working now is kind of a delayed strike call naturally, but anytime a runner starts to walk out of the batter's box with 3 balls, it's going to be rung up a strike, and now the count is full.
Yeah,
and it's a consistent call. I mean, it's not a criticism. It's consistently a little bit of a delayed strike call.
As a hitter, you don't want to head down to first base until you know what the call is, but when a guy's pausing that long, sometimes you get caught doing that.
Full count, and that one stays upstairs, and everybody did pause and wait for the call on that one, and it's a 1-out walk. So So now runners first and second with one out. Spencer Kelly to the plate.
You got runners at first and second. You got the middle of your order coming up. So this is a good spot here for Sturgeon. They scratch a few runs across here.
Russell still working out of the stretch. That's driven to left field. Priggle's giving chase, and he's got it. Ball kind of went up and down pretty quick. Never really got enough air under it.
That's probably the best hit ball of the day, but it's just a difference of where the ball's hit to. Left field, everything's getting knocked down by the wind. Everything to right field, it's taken off.
There's the flag, and it's blowing either straight in or straight towards right. Yesterday we saw it blowing towards left, knocking everything down.
Yeah, it's anything hits the left field or to the left of your center fielder is not going to go anywhere today.
Now Lane Aarons up to bat. He singled and scored back in the second. Got runners first and second with two outs. Throw back to second base, trying to catch the runner. They almost had him, but the throw is mishandled. And now at third, they'll have another chance. Not quite there, and that's overthrown. Seidel at third, and Sanker in second, and they darn near got a run after a mishandled pickoff throw.
I like to see the replay on that. I think if the shortstop makes that catch, they had him dead to rights because he was leaning. Yeah, he was leaning towards third, and they caught him sleeping, and shortstop just wasn't able to make the catch and put the tag on. And like yesterday we saw, sometimes they're trying to make the tag before they make the catch, and that may have been your situation here. So big spot here, big spot here.
Pitch misses on the outside. We saw the catcher Hiring resetting his defense now with runners in second and third with two outs. There's Seidel on third, Sanker at second base, and that misses outside, 2-1.
But it's important, if you're pitching here and you're Russell, you got to realize that first base is open and they've got their best hitter in Lane Aarons up the plate, so you don't want to throw something that in his wheelhouse because he's a good hitter. And so you can make your pitch here, and if you walk him, that's fine.
Russell fakes the pickoff move this time. Russell comes set, 2-1 pitch to Aarons. Breaking ball, and Aarons drives it past the shortstop, and that's a run scored. They're going to hold the runner at third. Seidel scores, looking to move towards second base. As the throw came home, heads up running by Lane Aarons. He saw the throw coming home and thought, I'll take second.
Kind of miscue here defensively for Oran. There was no cutoff man, and so your hitter, Aarons, was able to go from first to second, and now again you have two runners in scoring position. Ball hit well to your left side. Your third baseman you choose, usually your cutoff guy, was not there, and so now you've got runners at second and third again, same spot, and Coach Woods is not happy about that.
William Roberts now has runners on second and third with two outs. See if he can get another run back for Sturgeon. Ball stays on the inside. Count is even at a ball and a strike.
We're seeing Sturgeon's hitters relax a little more now. They got that first run across last inning, and now they're looking a little better at the plate.
And boy, had William Roberts all kinds of off balance on that swing.
Looked like he had the outside pitch instead of going the other way like they ran here. It looked like he was trying to pull that pitch, and then he just needs to look the other way with it.
There's Heat down in the dirt. Count is even at 2-2. Tanner Sanker, the runner at third. Lane Aarons, the runner at second. Sturgeon down 3 runs here in the top of the third. The ball stays up high, and it's popped up on the infield. Hicks is there, so is Hiring. Hiring is, and there's a collision out on the field between the base runner, Roberts, and the pitcher, Russell, and they're both kind of staring at each other. Everybody's okay, but that's the end of the inning. 5-2. Oran coming up after this.
Avery and Charlie are looking for the best dancers. If you are a better dancer, return from previous mission championships. So let's see your best dance moves if you want one of those t-shirts.
They're giving away free t-shirts here at Springfield. They don't have the t-shirt cannons. They have a nice man that walks around with a box of shirts and hands them out to the kids here at the state baseball tournament in Springfield, Missouri at Meador Park. And now leading off for Oran, Jacob Priggle. And that hangs up, and Tanner Sanker makes the catch in right field to record out number 1. Oran's had their offense working in the first 2 innings. Got 2 runs in the first and 3 in the second. They got a 5-2 lead.
You got a real good approach. Even your out there is the ball being hit to right field, and they're seeing what's working, and they keep that up. They're going to continue to see good results.
Adam Schaefer grounded out to the pitcher back in the first. He's up with 1 out. Ryan Seidel from the windup. That's past the shortstop, Braden Kelly, and Adam Schaefer's on with a 1-out single. And boy, this Oran offense doesn't let up.
Yeah, that's you can from their game yesterday with Santa Fe, you can see Curry obviously did a real good job to keep them in check because their bats have come alive today.
Now Bear Hicks is up. The runner on first with 1 out. He had a walk and scored back in the second. Breaking ball way outside. Ball 1. Bear Hicks drew the walk, moved to second on the sacrifice bunt by Tinkoff. Ended up scoring on the triple by Seth Russell. 2 triples back in the second for Oran. One scored 2 runs, the other one scored a single run. The 1-0 pitch, and Bear Hicks is swinging away. A nice little looping line drive into left field. Now 2 aboard for Chance Tinkoff, and this is the bottom of the order set the table in the second, and they're doing it again here in the third. They're getting good production from the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Yeah, Ryan Seidel just needs to keep that ball down in his zone a little better, and I think he'd see better results. Right now he's getting it up over the plate, and Oran hitters are just teeing off.
Chance Tinkoff had a sacrifice bunt back in the second. It all kind of kick-started that. Bear Hicks led off the inning with a walk. Chance Tinkoff with a little sacrifice, and then they went to work with single and back-to-back triples. Cody Moore, the leadoff man.
Well, here we are again in a 2-0 count. Looks like he was the last hitter. Just not getting ahead of hitters, and it's pretty comfortable hitting 2-0 every time.
Cody Moore swinging away on 2-0, and that'll be fouled back behind the seats at first base. Now the clouds have kind of moved in again, and the weather conditions seem to be changing about every 4 or 5 minutes. It gets hot, it gets humid, it gets cloudy, it cools off, humidity dies down, the flag's swirling around.
Yeah, definitely a day with some extreme changes in conditions, and looks like they've got a balk.
Yeah, they're going to call a balk, and the runners are going to move up in the scoring position.
Yeah, once you toe the rubber, if you drop the ball, it's a dead ball balk.
Feel bad for Ryan Seidel. He was just standing there staring at the ball, and he dropped it. Yep. And now it's a ball driven into center field, and that's going to score some more runs. Tinkoff into first, and he drives in Bear Hicks. Or rather, Adam Schaefer, and Bear Hicks moves into third. And look at that again.
sometimes when things get going, it's hard to get them stopped. And Oran is coming to the plate with a lot of confidence right now, and it's going to be tough to stop him.
Again, production by those 8-9 hitters, Hicks and Tinkoff. Good work, and now Cody Moore comes to the plate. A fly ball to center field in the first, had a single and scored in the second. Scored on the RBI, the 2 RBI triple by Seth Russell. Now runners first and third with 1 out. And kind of half swing for strike 1.
Yeah, I thought the catcher would have peeled that, but they were going to call strike there, and finally got the call there.
Be patient. Come on, you can do it.
6-2 lead for Oran. Ball for Seidel is down in the dirt to even the count at a ball and a strike. I mentioned this in the semifinal game. Seidel's a freshman, and so are a lot of these Sturgeon Bulldogs. And they look like they're going to have a solid squad for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. And this experience playing the Final Four for a freshman is vital for their continued growth and maturity in this game.
Cody Moore ahead in the count, 2-1. Runner set sail from first base. The throw down is not going to go. They'll hold. So Chance Tinkoff moves into scoring position with 1 out. Bear Hicks on third. Chance Tinkoff on second. Cody Moore ahead in the count, 3-1. Swinging to the inside stuff from Seidel. The count is full.
Saw maybe a little bit of a change in approach there, and maybe trying to pull that pitch, maybe swing a little harder than we normally had and come up empty.
3-2 pitch. That's lifted to center field. Aarons came in and then adjusted his flight pattern. That's enough to drive in Hicks. And the 7th run for Oran. Sacrifice fly by Cody Moore.
You know, Aaron, he's one of the better defensive players outfield wide we've seen up here so far, and even he wasn't able to get back on the ball like maybe he normally could have. And that the wind, the ball's carrying pretty good to that right center gap, and so even your better defensive outfielders are struggling a little bit with it.
Oran has scored in every inning so far. 2 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, and now 2 runs here in the third as Seth Russell steps in with 2 outs and a runner on second here in the bottom of the third.
Well, right now you got Oran putting 2 and 3 up on the board every inning, and then Sturgeon coming back with 1. You don't have to do the math very long to realize that that's going to have to change pretty quick.
Russell had a single and scored in the first, and had a triple and scored in the second. He's been a big part of this offense, not to mention today's starting pitcher.
Yes, doing a good job there as well.
Behind in the count, 1-2, curveball, and that's lifted to center field. Aarons is there. He'll make the catch. And Oran is done, but not before they put 2 runs on the board. They have a 7-2 lead. Sturgeon coming up next at the top of the 4th. You're watching high school baseball on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports.
in the first baseman, Aaron Carpenter.
Back at Meador Park in Springfield, Missouri. This is the home field for Drury University. It's MSHSAA's 63rd baseball championships. This is the Class 1 consolation game between Sturgeon and Oran. The Eagles of Oran put another couple of runs on the board in the bottom of the third to extend their lead by 5 runs over Sturgeon. Sturgeon will have Carpenter, Kalinowski, and Kelly. 1, 2, 3 here in the top half of the fourth, and that's fouled back towards the dugout and off the rooftop over there by Aaron Carpenter, the first baseman. He reached back in the second on an error, got as far as second base, and that was it. Sturgeon did get a run in the third inning. Seth Wrestle back to the hill for Oran, a big curveball. Stage is a little too far outside, count even at a ball and a strike.
We've stated this after every inning that Oran has put up a good number on the board, and it's important for Sturgeon to come back with a run, but it's getting to a point now it's going to have to be more than a run. It's going to have to be a couple runs if they want to win this game.
Another curveball by Wrestle, and again it stays outside, 2-1. Both pitchers feeding a steady diet of breaking balls, mostly curveballs, the opposition. Was fouled back along the third baseline.
Which I think that's to be expected. You know, everybody threw their number ones yesterday, and most of those guys are your harder throwers, and they more fastballs, and sometimes, a lot of times, these number 2 guys get by with throwing off speed and pitching backwards against hitters and things like that. So, you got to do what works for you.
And we'll do the 2-2 count again. Carpenter and Wrestle, he fouls it off his foot.
It's never a good feeling. See, he's taking that cut and right off that instep there, and it never feels good.
And 2-2 for the third time. Big curveball, swing and a miss by Carpenter. That hung out there. He could have timed that with his sundial.
I think that was a curveball, but he didn't get on top of it, and so it didn't break a whole lot. And so it worked more of his changeup than it did a curveball. Either way, it worked.
Good stuff from Seth Wrestle. Now Trenton Kalinowski steps in, grounded out to the second baseman in his first at bat in the second. Pitch missed inside, 1-0. One out, nobody on. That's foul, and that's going to twist over next to the first base stands.
You kind of see the difference in the 2 pitchers. Seidel's been getting down 1-0, and then maybe going 2-0. But Wrestle here, maybe he gets down 1-0, but he comes with a strike on that next pitch and evens it up real quick. And you know that's important. Hitting 2-0 and hitting 1-1 are completely different counts when you're a hitter.
Now it is 1-1 as Wrestle stares in. Outside, 2-1. That's shot past the first baseman, Carpenter, and solid hit, kind of a clunking hit by Kalinowski. Let's talk about the sound of the bat. You heard the sound coming off the bat. This is the first year that high schools have gone to the modified aluminum bats after all the power that's been generated in high school baseball over the last few years. And you're the coach at Evangel University. You're 2 years into these new bats now. There's a smaller sweet spot. The length versus the weight has to be closer, and it's limited the home runs and made it maybe a little bit safer for the pitchers and the third baseman. But you heard that sound on that hit by Trenton Kalinowski.
It's definitely a different sound.
And that's off the shortstop.
It's definitely a different sound. The ball comes off the bat different. I mean, if you watched any of the college, major Division I colleges last year, and the College World Series numbers were way down. And it just doesn't come off. The sweet spot's not as good, but a lot of your bats, those BESR bats, had a really big trampoline effect off the bat, and these bats, I think that's what they tried to cut down more of with the BB course.
Ryan Seidel, who had a hit back in the third, lifts it to the right fielder Tinkoff, and they'll keep the runners at first and second. Nearly a wild throw into second base.
You know, when you're wading through about 2 feet of water right
yeah,
there,
that'll happen.
Sometimes you can see him, it looks like he's splishing and splashing a little bit there as he's making that play, but it's a wet field out there in some areas.
Might want to wear a personal flotation device out there. Now back to the top of the order. Sam Pollock, the catcher, struck out looking in the first. The fly ball to right field back in the third.
I played outfield, and I played in some conditions like that, and my coaches always told me no one cares about the outfielders, so just get over it and take care of the infield and don't worry about the outfield.
That pitch is outside, and that shot towards the first baseman. Hicks will step on the bag for out number 1. Or out number 3, pardon me. And so Wressel's able to work around a couple of base runners and keep Sturgeon off the board. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th when we come back.
Now pitching for the Bulldogs, number 24, Hunter Smith.
Welcome back to our consolation game in Missouri Class 1 in Springfield, Missouri, as we head to the bottom of the 4th. And Sturgeon brings out a new hurler, and Hunter Smith. He's 4-1 this season, 21 innings of work, and a pretty good strikeout-to-walk ratio at 20-8. And Coach Lance Quisenberry from Evangel University doing our analysis today, and guess what? Another youngster out there.
Yeah, you got to like that as a coach. All these freshmen getting experience, and you know, just like Seidel, another good-looking frame on the mound, and you know, both those guys are going to look different as juniors and seniors, and they're going to fill out even more. But this experience mentally is going to be big for them.
So Hunter Smith takes over here in the bottom of the 4th as Ryan Seidel gives away. Coming up for Oran will be Alex Hiring, Blake Carlisle, and Dalton Elfrink. Alex Hiring struck out in the first and had an RBI triple in the second. Part of that big 3-run inning. Swings and misses at strike 1. Oran has scored in every inning so far. 2 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second, 2 in the third. And now come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss and a big curveball by Smith.
It's very important for Sturgeon to get 0 here and not let Oran keep building on this lead.
0-2 pitch inside, down to the dirt, 1-2. Hunter Smith, that's a big kid for a freshman.
Oh yeah, he's 6 foot tall, got a good frame, not just some little skinny kid out there.
That ball's inside, down to the dirt, swing and a miss, and they'll have to throw to first to record the out. So a strikeout and 2-3 for out number 1 for Hunter Smith.
And you watch the Oran hitter and see if they continue to stay with the approach that got them the 7 runs, and they were patient, hit balls the other way, and so sometimes it can go either way, and get ahead a little bit there. And now you got guys swinging the ball in the dirt, and hopefully they keep that approach they had before.
Blake Carlisle squares the bunt. He pops it right up to Smith, and so if you're Smith, you couldn't ask for a better start here.
With Sturgeon, this is exactly where you want this to start out. You can get Smith, get some confidence, and maybe Oran maybe get a little frustrated, and you can start putting some runs on the board. You can come back and win this game.
Dalton Elfrink steps in. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch is swung on and fouled back. Elfrink had a single in the first, grounded out to the first baseman to end the second inning.
You know, just this inning, it's been pretty quick so far, but you've seen the Oran hitters just been maybe a little overly aggressive and not been swinging at good pitches like they were earlier.
That's a curveball that's upstairs. Elfring tries to turn it inside out. It's booted by Braden Kelly. Had a glove on it and just literally booted it.
Probably had time to get around that ball and field it in the middle of his body, but just decided to field it off to the side. And that backhand play for any high schooler is a tough play, and just wasn't able to make it.
So Elfring aboard with 2 outs, and Hunter Smith will now have to work out at the stretch to Jacob Priggle. Another curveball that went over his head.
And you just see, just like wrestlers had tough times. Sometimes you just don't get on top of that curveball, and that's what leaves it up like that, and doesn't break like it needs to.
There's a fastball in the outside corner, and he got it. 2-1.
It's a good pitch there.
1-1, pardon me.
Good pitch, working that outside corner, and that's a tough pitch to hit. You can hit that corner with that fastball.
Priggle walked in the first. Got a fly ball to right, back in the third. The runner takes off. Elfring, the throw down is not in time as it scoots out into center field. So Elfring has a stolen base. We'll look at the throw one more time.
I think Elfring got a really good jump, and I don't think the throw was that bad. Might have been up the line a little bit, but it might have been able to be handled. But that short hop there, it's a tough play to make for a guy coming in and make that catch.
Breaking ball missed inside. Now it's a 3-1 count to Priggle. Elfring on second and 2 outs. There's a hot chopper to third base. And it'll be a foul to even the count, or rather make it a full count, 3-2.
That's what I was going to say. That was a good pitch. He came inside there, and you've got to make that adjustment when those hitters are hitting the ball to right field and they're taking that approach. If they're looking for a ball away, if you can throw that fastball inside, it's a good pitch. But he was ready for it, and they turned on it. But what happened? He just hit a foul ball. Big deal. Okay.
We've gone the distance with Priggle. And Hunter Smith misses on the outside, so it's a 2-out walk. Runners first and second now for Adam Schaefer.
Yeah, what started out as a real good inning, it's now got to a spot where now Oran has a chance to score a run. And this would not be a good thing for the psyche of Sturgeon if Oran's able to come up with a run here.
Oran got their 2 runs in the first after 2 outs were recorded. And the first pitch to Adam Schaefer is a strike. 0-1 pitch from Hunter Smith. It just missed outside. 1-1. He likes working those corners inside and outside.
Yes, as a pitcher, you want to stay out of the middle of the plate unless you just absolutely have to. You want to work those corners, and it all depends if the umpire's going to give that to you or not.
1-1 pitch to Schaefer. He's swinging and pulled the string on him. He was about a day and a half ahead.
Yeah, he let up on that one. So it was either change up or he just decided not to throw it as hard as he wanted to. But it worked either way.
It was effective as Adam Schaefer was way out off in front of his skis on that one. Trying to get the outside corner again. And Elfring moving to third, and the throw down is third baseman can't get it, and he's on top of Elfring, and the umpire's going to say, that's all right. They just kind of, they do a nice bit of sportsmanship there between Spencer Kelly and Elfring as they shake hands and give each other a pat. They just kind of got stuck one on top of the other after the throw down.
It looked like, I don't know, it looked like the ball thrown may have hit something from the catcher's hand, because it looked like it come out a lot faster and all of a sudden slowed down. So I don't know if it hit the bat or something like that, but it definitely looked like it hit something.
2-2 pitch to Schaefer, and that'll be a foul ball. Boy, Spencer Kelly was trying to help the umpire there. He pointed foul immediately when he saw it fly by in front of his eyeballs.
Yeah, you want to make sure the umpires see that. And you got to help them out. And you got to do what you got to do.
So runners at second and third now with 2 outs. With 2-2 counts to Adam Schaefer. That one's down to the dirt. Elfring's going to race home, and he's going to score. And Pollock went through about 5 gallons of water on the slide there, and his uniform just got about 20 pounds added to it. He's looking down at his gear and trying to clean it out. Boy, he looked like he's riding a motorboat back there.
He acts aggravated, but I guarantee you halfway to it, he's like, all right, this is going to be fun. I'm going to go right through this. Again, if you're Sturgeon, it's got to be a little frustrating to get those first 2 outs so easily to start the inning, and now you're looking at an opportunity for Oran. Already got a run, but a chance to get another one here.
And there's a good look at Pollock. He's trying to dry off that gear after, like I said, he went through a small lake out there.
Yeah, that's where it looks like that's where all the water runs to on the back part of the infield here. And they worked hard on draining that before the start of the game, and there's still a little left there. So going to be a wet ball situation anytime a ball gets in that area.
Should compliment the crew here at Drury University. A lot of the baseball players who play here work on the grounds crew, part of the job, and did a great job of getting this dried out in time to play. We had to delay the games an hour today, but to get it ready to play. And there's a shot to left field, twisting and just foul. Adam Schaefer's flirting with that foul line down the left field side.
Yeah, those are all foul balls. So as a pitcher, that's what you got to keep telling yourself. And even though the guy looks like he's hitting you hard, that fastball on the outside corner, if he can hit that right here, it might be a good pitch. And since he's pulling everything.
2-2 to Schaefer, and again it's pulled. And Elfrink, by the way, scoring that run keeps Oran's streak intact. They've scored in every inning in this game. 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 here in the fourth.
Again, Schaefer getting that inside pitch, he's able to turn on him.
And there's the chopper. Shortstop, Braden Kelly's got it. Fires to first in time for out number 3, but another run across, and it's a 6-run deficit for Sturgeon. They'll try to put a couple back when we come back on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Welcome back to Springfield, Missouri. Class 1 baseball consolation game.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, the right fielder.
And that is Seth Russell, who's back to the hill for Oran High School. The Oran Eagles have a 6-run lead here as we head to the top of the 5th. Sturgeon Bulldogs will send Tanner Sandker, Spencer Kelly, and Lance Aarons to the plate. First pitch swinging. Chopper to the second baseman, Schaefer, fires to Hicks in time for out number 1. So that's Seth Russell. It's a good way to work. You got a big lead, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rock and roll.
I don't know. I know he's given up 2 runs, but he's also had 3 errors behind him. So I don't know how many of those runs are earned. But he's doing what he needs to do. He's got a big lead, and just go at guys and make them earn it.
Now Spencer Kelly, the third baseman, steps in. He's had 2 fly ball outs, 1 to center field and 1 to left, the inside, and it got him on the backside. We'll have a 1-out base runner for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looks like got just a little bit too far inside there, and I don't know if it hit square, but got the pants there, and that's the same thing as hitting you right in the middle of the back. Either way, you're on first base.
Sometimes in the big league level, we see kind of a brush on the inside of a jersey, and that's a hit by pitch. Breaking ball stays upstairs. ball number 1 to Lane Aarons. Singled and scored back in the second. Had another single in the third, so a good day for Lane Aarons.
Yeah, I'm real impressed with Lane Aarons. Good player defensively and offensively.
Another breaking ball for a strike. Spencer Kelly on first after the hit by pitch. Lane Aarons is going to turn it inside out to the gap in left center field, and it drops in for a hit. So going to wave the runner around, now they hold him up at third base. Lane Aarons in with a double. 2 runners in scoring position now for Sturgeon.
Just that little bobble, I think that was by your center fielder, allowed Lane to get to second. I don't know. He was coming around second hard, and that's what you got to do as a player. Expect there's going to be a bobble, and he had that little bobble, and he was able to cruise into second there. And now you got something going here for Sturgeon.
William Roberts, the DH, now steps in. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
You'll notice your infield is back here. You got a big lead. Not going to worry about these runs scoring because you got a good-sized lead. So just stay back and get the out.
Pitch for Seth Russell is up high, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. One pitch, shot behind the plate. It's 1-2. Talk about Oran has had some errors behind Seth Russell, but they've also made some good plays. Russell only has 1 strikeout in the game.
Yeah, he's made him put the ball in play, and for the most part, Oran's done a good job, but had a few miscues, but not too bad.
Throw to second, trying to catch Aarons wandering away, but Aarons was ready.
Aaron seems like a pretty, what we call a savvy player. He's got pretty good baseball knowledge, and I'd say he's going to be a guy that's kind of going to be tough for that play to work on.
1-2 pitch to Roberts. He swings and misses, and it's a drop third strike, so the catcher will have to throw down, and they do get the out. Now the runner charges for home. The throw is not fielded cleanly, and a run scores on the drop third strike. Well, you take him however you can get him, and that might be the first time I've ever seen a drop third strike play had to be made at first, in which a runner scored from third.
Most usually you wouldn't do that, but Sturgeon having a little trouble getting runs across the board and struggling in that area. So, hey, put the pressure on Oran and try to make them make the play, and just had him strike out, and the catcher had to make the play up the line a little bit, so that let Kelly get a little better break on it than maybe what he normally would have.
And in the process, Lane Aarons moved up to third base as Aaron Carpenter steps in. Carpenter reached on an error in the second, struck out in the 4th. 2 outs, runner on third. That's
no trouble.
Inside out, it's in foul territory, but fielded by Elfrink. And they're down, but not after giving up a run. It's a 5-run ball game. Oran comes to hit in the bottom of the 5th. The consolation game on Metro Sports. Time here in Springfield, Missouri. As So our fine feathered friends are looking for some lunchtime fare. Catching a little baseball too. They don't have to pay to get in. Free admission and free snacks here in Springfield, Missouri at Meador Park. Now Oran comes to bat and Bear Hicks check swing to third base. Spencer Kelly bobbles it and throws to first, and Hicks will be safe. So a little excuse me check swing by Bear Hicks, and guess what? Bear Hicks, the number 8 hitter for Oran, is on for the 3rd time.
You get your body order getting on like that all the time. Kelly just looked like this when he went down the 2nd time to pick it up. That might cost him if he'd have been able to pick it up that 1st time. I think he would have had him, but bobbling it that 2nd time was what got the runner on base.
Well, let's see how many different ways Bear Hicks can get to first base. He walked back in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, reaches on an error here in the 5th. Chance Tinkoff comes up to bat. And tell you what, these 8 and 9 hitters, Hicks and Tinkoff, have been very productive today for Oran. Hicks has been on twice and scored twice. Tinkoff has had a sacrifice and a base hit.
When the bottom of half of your order is getting on, you know you're going to have a good day.
There's Tinkoff, the number 9 hitter. Hunter Smith, 2nd pitcher of the game for Sturgeon, 2nd freshman pitcher of the game for Sturgeon, is out for another inning of work. Got in trouble in the 4th there, got 2 quick outs, got a strikeout and a pop-up, and then allowed a single and a walk and another run scored on a wild pitch. They'll look Hicks back to first base. Pitch to Tinkoff. It's low and inside for ball 3, 3-1.
3-1 here, hitters count, and Tinkoff's ready for this fastball.
That one stays in the dirt for ball 4, so now 2 aboard to begin the 5th here for Oran. Back to the top of the order and Cody Moore.
Yeah, leading off the inning, getting your 8 and 9 hitters on. Now you're coming to the top of the order. This is not a good situation if you're Sturgeon, and we'll see how Coach Wood plays this.
Not quite the same as the 2nd inning, but back in the 2nd, Bear Hicks had a walk to lead off and was moved to 2nd on the sacrifice. So they put 3 runs on the board, and now Moore lifts it to right field, and Tanner Sanker is there. Tagging the 3rd is Hicks, or 2nd is Hicks, and moving to 3rd.
Moore, like a lot of the Oran hitters have done today, have just tried to take that ball the other way and see if they can get it in the jet stream. And that one carried pretty good, far enough out there to where Hicks could tag and get the runner to 3rd. And so now we got 1st and 3rd situation. See if Tinkoff will be going here.
Seth Russell steps in, 1 away, leading by 5, trying to add to it. Curveballs towards the shortstop Kelly, throw to 2nd for 1, or rather a touch 2nd, throw to 1st. Double play, nicely executed by Braden Kelly. So no damage done, and for the first time this afternoon, they keep Oran off the board.
Let's go.
Sturgeon comes to bat here in the top of the 6th in our Missouri Class 1 baseball consolation game. 63rd baseball championships put on by MSHSAA. And it'll be Kalinowski, Kelly, and Seidel as they trail by 5. And there's a shot to the shortstop. Moore fires to first in time for out number 1. So much like the 5th inning, Russell is working quickly against this Sturgeon batting order.
Yeah, that's the pitcher. That's a good feeling, getting those one pitch outs. And I don't know what his pitch count is, but I don't think he's thrown a lot of pitches because he's had quite a few of those where he's thrown one pitch.
Now here's Braden Kelly, who triggered that nice double play to end Oran's threat in the last half inning. Grounds ball, shortstop, and a lot of work here for the infielders of Oran.
And we've got an interesting situation here. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Now the written rule is, or the unwritten rule is, if you get a 3-pitch inning, catcher has to buy the pitcher a steak. At least that's our rule is.
All right, Alex Hiring.
So we'll see what we get here.
You're on the hook. He'll probably call for something else. Maybe he'll call for a pitch out with nobody on. Well, no steak.
And collectively in the dugout, everybody goes, "Oh."
No steak for Seth Russell. Then misses outside. Counts even at a ball and a strike to Ryan Seidel. Sturgeon trailing by 5 here in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. And I'll tell you what, Seth Russell might be getting stronger. He's got some adrenaline.
He's going right at guys.
Look at that. Nothing but heat. 1, 2, 3 goes Sturgeon. And Oran comes back at the bottom of the 6th. Good stuff from Seth Russell. Back to the bottom of the 6th as the Eagles of Oran come to bat, and the 5th inning was the first inning in which Oran did not score. So maybe get that offense kick-started again as Alex Hiring, Blake Carlisle, and Dalton Elfrink will all come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Hunter Smith back for a 3rd inning of work for Sturgeon High School. Had the freshman Ryan Seidel start the game. Hunter Smith, another freshman, take over in the 4th. And it's 1-1 to Alex Hiring. Big kid who plays catcher. Been on base twice in this game. Or rather once, had the RBI triple back in the 2nd. Struck out twice as well.
Seeing a steady diet of curveballs here.
Yep.
That's a good pitch. Come back, try to pound that fastball in on his hands, because I'm probably not looking for that pitch on a 1-2 pitch. That was a good pitch.
2-2 count. Big curveball and a big swing and a miss by Hiring as he strikes out for the 3rd time.
just a curveball that hung up, and sometimes you get hurt on that pitch, but sometimes it works as well. So hanging that curveball didn't hurt him as much as maybe it should have.
One away. Blake Carlisle digs in, and that was a delayed swing. He was trying to time it, went right off his fist.
Well, Smith started the last two hitters off with curveballs, and see if he comes back with a fastball with his second pitch like he did his last hitter.
Another curveball to Carlisle. Shot to the third baseman, Braden Kelly. Fires to first, but not in time as the speedy Blake Carlisle beats it out for an infield single.
Shortstop stayed back just a little bit on that. May have still got him. We'll see on the replay here. Pretty close to tell, but shortstop just stayed back a little bit, and that was the reason why he's able to beat it out.
Dalton Elfrinks had a good day at the plate. Had a single in the first, and singled and scored. Back in the fourth, and he's got another single here. He's on for the third time, and the runner Carlisle's going to move all the way to third. Look at Elfrink moving up on the throw to third. The throw in time, got him. He tried to be a little too sneaky, and he's slow to get up.
A lot of good stuff happening there. You got your runner at first going from first to third on a hit. Good job, but also have your third baseman Kelly. Once he saw that the runner was going from first to second, came to the baseball, made the catch, and made the throw to second, and that's the only way he was going to get him. So good job by your third baseman Kelly there.
Another big curveball, this time to Jacob Priggle, as he's up with a runner on third and 2 outs. Another breaking ball. It's popped up with third baseman Brady Sanker, and he dives and can't make the play, and a run scores. Well, he took a tumble, hard tumble.
That's one of those when the ball's hit right at you and you have a hard time reading it, and that was just off the end of the bat and wasn't kind of in no man's land there. You know you're not going to be able to catch it and throw it, or get it on the ground and throw him out, so you've got to go for the catch. And just was not able to get to it. And just a ball off the end of the bat. And had to go all out to try to get it and just wasn't able to get there.
Adam Schaefer is up to bat as Oran now has 9 runs on 12 hits. The bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Adam Schaefer grounded out to the pitcher in the first, singled and scored in the third. Rounded up at the shortstop in the fourth. And there's a hot shot third base. Spencer Kelly has it, fires to first in time for out number 3, but Oran gets another run. They have a 6-run advantage. Sturgeon coming back to the top of the 7th after this timeout. And welcome back to the consolation game, Missouri Class 1 Baseball Championships here on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports. Seth Russell, starting pitcher for Oran High School, has gone the distance so far. Has a chance to close it out. Coach, let's take a look at what he's done today. Putting the ball in play and mixing in a couple of strikeouts.
I've liked what he's done. He's not got behind on hitters. He's come right back at him if he has got behind, and he's just done a good job of that curveball. And when you're not hitters counts all the time and you're making them hit your pitch, you're going to be very successful on the mound. That's what he's done today.
Seth Russell, outstanding effort today for the Eagles of Oran High School. We'll have 3 outs to go to get the consolation prize for Oran High School, which we talked about earlier in the show. It's nothing new for Oran High School. They're regulars here at the state tournament, but 7 times They've been knocked out in the semifinals only to come back and win the consolation game. So they have no problem in getting up and getting amped for the next one. And this could be number 8, Coach. And you want to finish strong. Go out with a victory in that last game, especially if you're one of those seniors out there.
The only 2 teams every year that get to go out in high school with wins, and one's first place and one's third. You'd rather it be the first place, but it's nice to go out with a good feeling, and third place is nothing to shake your head about.
Sturgeon's down to their final 3 outs. Now Pollock, Sandker, and Kelly coming to bat against Russell. Pollock is ahead in the count, 2-0. Struck out in the first, took a fly ball to right in the third. Grounded out to first in the 5th inning. So he's yet to reach base this afternoon. Curveball doesn't break for Russell.
Well, we're down 3-0 here. You got a 9-3 lead, and haven't seen Russell do this all day. So hopefully this isn't a trend.
That one gets all of the strike zone. Strike 1.
Yeah, you're in this situation. You just want to pound the zone and make those hitters ball and play.
3-1 pitch. It's up high, and it's a leadoff walk for Pollock. So if you're Sturgeon and trailing by 6, you want to get it started, get the base runner.
Well, you're probably telling your hitters now. He's walked one guy. Let's kind of take a few pitches here to start the at bat and see if we can get some more base runners, because you got to have base runners right now.
A lot of them, and Pollock in the notion to take off. And Russell misses the zone again, so 6 pitches this inning, 5 have been balls. And there's a chopper to the second baseman, Schaefer. He'll have to wait on it. Throw to second, got Pollock. Good play by Schaefer as he gets to Moore, the shortstop, to cut down the lead runner.
Yeah, good job getting the lead runner. With a 6-run lead, maybe the safer play might have been at first, but Schaefer was comfortable getting that out at second, and so good job of getting that. Ball was down a little bit. Might have been a good time to take that pitch and try to get more base runners on, but your hitter was aggressive there and went ahead and swung at it.
And now we're going to have wholesale changes for Oran High School defensively, as they want to get some players out in the outfield and get them a chance to be on the field for the final game of the season. And I think that's a classy move by the head coach, Michael Wood. You've been sitting there and you haven't played. You want to get out there.
Yeah, you're always tentative to put some of your guys in that haven't got a chance to play, but you also is a chance to get your seniors recognized, maybe that weren't here, that are here, and they give them a chance to go off the field to a standing ovation from their hometown crowd.
Well, Hunter Schlosser is in there. Ben Hiring as well. Both of those are freshmen, and there's number 28, Dustin Gabart, who's a sophomore. So classy to get as many kids a chance, and because you never know when you're going to get back there. And there's another one of the Oran players, number 5, Chance Tankoff, another sophomore.
And if you're Oran,
you never know when you're going to be back here again, so you get these kids out there and a chance to say I was there.
If you're Oran, they're here about every year, so it's not as important for them, but good opportunity for Coach Woods to get some guys some experience of being in this great venue here.
Spencer Kelly at bat for Sturgeon High School. Tanner Sandker on first after reaching on a fielder's choice. Sam Pollock was cut down on that play at second base. Another big curveball, and that's popped up back our way. And it hits off the top of the stands. The roof. Stands covering the third base side. It's 1-1. And again, if you haven't been around high school baseball in a while, it is a 7-run ball game, so these are the final 3 outs for Sturgeon. If they can't tie it, the ball gets away from Hiring, and Sandker will move up to second base. There's 7-run ball games, so you got to get 6 runs here if you're Sturgeon to try to stay alive, and then get 3 outs in the bottom half of the 7th.
I think they've switched up on your new catcher as well. I think that maybe Krug will catch you.
You're right.
His Hiring's down there at first base, so.
With all the defensive changes, they had to get those young kids into the outfield spot. So
snuck in some guys on you.
Krugel had to come in from his left field spot.
Right.
You look at Hiring over at first. He's been playing in the dirt today.
Yeah.
It's a wet field.
You know you've had a pretty good day when you're dirty.
There's a chopper to third base side, and then a roll foul. And there's a good look at Hiram. He's played catcher both in the semifinals and here in the consolation game. And look, I played. The uniform's dirty.
You know, if you're dirty, your uniform's clean, and you've been playing, you've not had a good day. So you never want it to be clean.
2-2 pitch to Spencer Kelly. Breaking ball stays outside for ball 3, and he's trying to wave the base runner Sanker over to third base and kind of said, nope, nope.
Yeah, that run doesn't mean a whole lot. You need a lot more base runners to make this game interesting.
Now we've gone the distance. There's a shot to left field. That'll be a base hit. They're waving the runner around. Here comes Sanker into home. The throw is cut off. Now they throw it, and they won't get him in time. So an RBI single by Spencer Kelly.
Definitely had a shot at him there, and third baseman there, Hicks, just maybe rushed the throw a little bit and wasn't able to make the throw he needed to get the runner out. But good throw from your outfielder there, and had a chance to get the runner at home. But here we are, we got one down, and seeing if Russell can finish this off.
Lane Aarons, who's had a pretty good couple of days here in Springfield, and the runner will make the second base. The throw by Pringle's not going to get him. But, so Spencer Kelly is in scoring position. But Lane Aarons, a good couple of days here, both in the semifinals and the consolation game. He's got 3 hits today. He scored a run. Played solid defensive center field.
Yeah, he's a good all-around player. Really impressed with him, and I'm sure he'll do something good here as well.
Seth Russell's breaking ball is high, but it's a strike. 1-1.
Give him that high strike. That's pitcher's got to like that.
Yeah. We'll live up there. 5-run game now. Sturgeon needs those 5 runs to try to stay alive in this consolation game. Foul ball. It's 1-2 to Lane Aarons. Seth Russell trying to close this out for Oran. He's gone the distance so far. There's a chopper. Seth Russell may have slowed it down. He may have safe call. And look at the runner taking off for home. The throw is there, and the tag out number 2. Spencer Kelly tried to get another run, and just not enough time.
Yeah, we got a little. Tried to do too much there, and again, that run there doesn't mean a whole lot. You need a lot more base runners. You don't have a lot else to do it with. So, like the aggressiveness, but you got to know your situation there a little better.
And Coach Kevin Hicks is having to talk with the umpire, and he gets a new load of baseballs.
Looks like we got a new hitter. We may have a new hitter here.
And it is Brady Sanker, the senior, in the pinch hit.
Now batting Brady Sanker.
Brady Sanker will come to the plate with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. The runner takes off, and the throw from Pringle is way into center field. I'm not even sure you need to make that throw with 2 outs.
Right, that's.
Don't risk it.
Yeah, again, all you're worried about is getting a hitter here, and see if Russ can take care of him.
And Brady Sanker is batting, and he's been playing right field. But the DH has been hitting in his spot, or rather he's been playing second base,
right.
And the DH has been hitting in his spot, so this is his first chance to bat in the 2 days here at Springfield. And that is outside, much to the dismay of the Oral fans here. There was a collective groan. They want to see this
anything close, let's ring him up. That's what they want.
Russell. And there's a slow roller to the first baseman. Hiring the throw to Russell, and it's done. And for the 8th time in their history, Oral wins the consolation game here at the Missouri Baseball State Championships. And a nice job. Congratulations to Oral, and congratulations to Sturgeon for getting here. But Oral, really, after a heartbreaking defeat in the semifinals and extra innings, comes out and plays well and finished the season with a victory. We'll come back with the coach and wrap it up here in Springfield, Missouri. Welcome back to Springfield, Missouri as we wrap up our consolation game. There's the kids from Oran High School. And Coach, you got to like Oran. As many times as they've been here to the tournament and not won that championship, to win 8 consolation games says a lot about their team wanting to finish with a victory.
Yeah, you definitely want to go out the year with a win. And although it's not championship for them, they haven't got that yet. And as many times as they get here, you think eventually it's going to happen for them. And it kind of feel bad, but we want them to do it this next time.
Well, congratulations to Michael Wood and Oran High School. Congratulations to Kevin Hicks and the Sturgeon Bulldogs for making it here to the Final Four. Thank the good people at MSHSAA. Thank our producer, Curtis Lorenz, Lance Quisenberry. I'm Brad Porter, and our entire Time Warner Cable Metro Sports crew. We'll see you next time. We hope you've enjoyed baseball here on Time Warner Cable's Metro Sports.